Welcome to Thrash the Trash. In today's video, we are going to look at the top 5 future careers in sustainability and waste management. Let's get into the video. Number 1, ESG, environmental social governance. ESG is not just about investment or financial audit. That is if you look at the surface level. But if you take a deep dive, you will realize it is much bigger, much more, because it covers a wide spectrum across the length and breadth of the organization, any product manufacturing. ESG, it's about the climate change, environmental sustainability, diversity, human rights, animal welfare, company structure, employee relationship, the compensation, and various other factors. Before, we had corporate social responsibility, where a fraction of the profit was given back to the society, for the community, for social welfare. But there, environment, sustainability was not given much importance. It was not even considered. But that is what is getting changed as part of ESG, where environmental sustainability is getting added. Why? Because of the consequences that we are facing: economic loss due to climate change, loss of livelihood, living species. So because of that, sustainability is given importance. For now, ESG might be a hot buzz, but in the future, it is going to be the new normal. In terms of career opportunity, think about it. Everything, right from the sourcing, the supply chain, to the logistics, to the operation, to the financial reporting, everything is going to undergo dramatical change. From a sourcing point of view, the raw material, the question is going to come in: how or where it got produced? What about the emission, the working condition, the pollution, the waste management policy? Was there any children employed? Any slavery? All those critical factors are going to come into question. It is going to get tracked, monitored in terms of the sourcing. Logistics, we are heavily dependent on fossil fuel for transportation, but due to climate change, that is going to undergo change. We will be moving away from fossil fuel towards renewable, greener energy for the logistics. If you are a sourcing specialist, or if you are a supply chain specialist, then you will understand what I am talking about. Or if you have a knowledge, a degree in that, then you will understand what kind of change is going to happen if ESG is going to become the new normal. Just think about it. Think about operations, the way how the product is getting manufactured, the building, the construction, what kind of building it is. Is it sustainable? Is there natural lighting, airflow? What kind of process is being adopted for the manufacturing? Is it sustainable? What about the wastage? What about the waste disposal policy? So within ESG, you will have plenty of opportunity where you're going to leverage your area of expertise, your skill, your knowledge, your degree to create and promote sustainability. There are many more opportunities within ESG itself that is gradually happening as we speak. Number 2, new product design. Just look at the objects around you, how it got manufactured, or why you bought it, or what was it made of. In general, a traditional product manufacturing, what are the factors that are important? It should be customer appealing, cheap cost to manufacture, more margins. Sustainability, eco-friendliness, nada was part of it. But now you would have realized that brands, manufacturers, they are talking about sustainability, ESG. Because of that, whatever is going to be the product design in the future, the whole design principle itself is going to undergo change, where sustainability is going to be a key factor itself. Whatever is going to be the product, it should be made of eco-friendly raw material, easy to recycle, easy to repair. Otherwise, what is going to happen? We are using not so environmental friendly, toxic raw material for the manufacturing to keep it cost effective. Products that are not easy to recycle, and the product which cannot be repaired so that it can be easily thrown off, so that the customer will buy new product. So more will be the revenue and the margins. This is the typical mindset of companies when it comes to product, but that is gradually changing. Not because of the government, they are just playing a small role, because the consumers are noticing the brand, what kind of product, what is it made of, the sustainability, everything they are noticing. So the brands, they feel the pressure that they have to adopt sustainability in terms of the product design itself, the product manufacturing itself. Otherwise, they will be out of the market. And this trend you would have noticed in developed countries where they have already adopted sustainability in the new product design. And if you're thinking design, then it is only for design, and it need not be the case. Design is just a part of the life cycle. It is just the initial phase. After design, it goes through research and development, the manufacturing, the marketing, it'll reach the customer, and then it becomes the waste. So it's not just about the designing. So the new product design that is going to change the whole value chain. So that is going to be another opportunity. As a designer, you can come up with the product design. As a scientist, as an engineer, for the R&D, for the manufacturing, you're going to engage for the raw material which are eco-friendly. It could be an alternate, a manufacturing process which is much more efficient, which requires lesser resource for the manufacturing, lesser wastage. So you're going to think in that angle when it comes to new product design. And if you're wondering what kind of product will undergo such change or undergoing change in terms of new product design with sustainability, textile, fabric, fashion accessories, automobile, electronics, fast moving consumer goods, telecommunication products, logistics, data centers, and so on. Everything is undergoing drastic change to adapt sustainability. So that is what is going to be your another area where you can look for career, a job, an internship, your research opportunity. Number 3, waste management. So far we talked about the product design, the supply chain, the operations, logistics. But what happens after the product becomes waste? Waste is given to the highest bidder. And whatever waste is getting generated in developed countries, somehow it is getting into developing and undeveloped nations. Whereas in developing and undeveloped nation, 90% of the waste is controlled by the informal sector. Even though the informal sector, they are doing a good job, but even they are also not able to completely get rid of the waste because they are following a lean, agile approach. So there are a lot of opportunities for you in waste management. It could be in the form of a new design. It could be a process, technology, or machinery, or improvement of an existing process, technology, or machinery from an awareness, public relation point of view, or it could be in policy making. When I say new product design, this is going to be in terms of a process, a technology, or machinery to handle waste, to convert the waste. It could be in dismantling, recycling, re-engineering. It could be based on mechanical process, a chemical process, heating process, biotechnology, whatever it could be. So this is about in new design. Or you might have noticed a problem in the existing design, in the existing technology. So either you can fix it by leveraging your skill, your expertise to improve the efficiency, or create a substitute, an allied, or create an add-on service that is going to improve the efficiency. Awareness, that is something which is not there among the general public. They don't care. Even the governments, brands, the companies, even they are struggling to create awareness about waste management. So you can leverage your public relationship skill, your social media skill to create that awareness about waste management. How about policy making? Not only at the government level, but at the grassroots level, even at the company. The policy making about waste management, disposal, about sustainability, so which you can look into. Number 4, financial engineering. You would have read about a lot of investment financing in renewable cleaner energy because to meet the emission targets. But when it comes to waste management, you hardly see any investment. Why is that so? Because waste management, it requires infrastructure. It's a capital investment. Again, there are a lot of uncertainties in terms of the informal sector, lack of support from the government, supply chain, technology. So because of those reasons, waste management is generally considered as a risky industry, a red category by financial institutions, private equity. And whatever investment that is happening in waste management, just look into it. What is the net outcome? What is happening on the ground? So what is happening is we are generating more and more waste but hardly getting it processed. So it is getting accumulated, which is creating so much of problem. At one end, we talked about new product design. We talked about the opportunities in waste management. But for those to work in, to kick in, there should be some kind of leeway in terms of financing. Those are going to be the opportunity, the future, where instead of financing the infrastructure, the raw material, the waste can be financed. In that way, what is going to happen? The risk is reducing drastically, and at the same time, whatever is the waste, it can get channelized, streamlined to formal waste management company. Not only that, such financing can be even given to the informal sector because they are playing an important role when it comes to waste collection. Whatever is the green financing, the climate fund, or it could be like a credit financing with zero interest for a 1 month period, which is already happening when it comes to certain personal financing. More and more financial model is going to get created to help to assist in terms of sustainability. Fintech, or it could be a traditional financing institution, they are going to do it. Whether it is risky or not, that's a different question, but they have the target to achieve the funding readily available. They just have to come up with a model that is going to help in handling these situations. Or it could be in the ESG accounting, or it could be in the financial accounting, sustainable accounting. ESG, that is going to happen in big companies, corporates, conglomerates, but so small, medium enterprise, what is the leeway that they are going to get by adapting ESG? It's again a very big question. So in the future, a mechanism is going to come in whereby whatever they are trying to do as part of ESG, they will be given certain leeway, not only just carbon credit. That is going to be much more incentivization even for the small medium enterprise, so that it is easier for them to adapt ESG, waste management policy, to get the waste processed in a responsible manner, to care about the environment. In the future, the spot market hedging is not only going to be for commodity, for agri index, but also for waste, because waste is creating so much of problem, and it is not just some worthless piece of shit, but it is a commodity. Waste has some value in it. So because of those reasons, in the future, waste is also going to be given importance in terms of market realization, in terms of hedging to offset the risk. So this is something in terms of financial engineering. There is much more opportunity in terms of funding, investment. Last, we are going to look at digital. What I have discussed so far: ESG, new product design, waste management, financial engineering. Across all of that, digitalization is going to be a common factor, because we live in a digital world. We will be able to track and monitor everything in real time. So because of that, digital is going to be another opportunity when it comes to sustainability and waste management. Just think about this. We have enterprise resource planning in manufacturing and in other industries, where we are doing the planning, tracking, monitoring to analyze the performance, the efficiency, utilization, and various other factors. But whereas the same enterprise resource planning is not going to work in waste management. This is something which I have talked in my earlier videos, because it's going to take much more time, resource to capture the information, because whatever is going to be the waste, it is not going to be uniform, it's not going to be synchronized, it's going to be random. So because of that, collecting that much of data is going to be difficult. So that is why technology is going to come into picture to capture that information, to make it much more easier. If it is going to be done manually, it is going to take time. The cost benefit analysis is not going to work out, but that information has to be captured irrespective of the complexity, so that it can be leveraged. So in the future, or this is something that we are already seeing, that we are seeing artificial intelligence, machine learning, machine vision, blockchain and sustainability. But those are just the tip of the iceberg. They are just doing a pilot project. But in the future, that is going to be the mainstream market. They are going to capture, closely monitor all the information right from the sourcing, the emission, the human rights condition, the logistics, the waste management policy, the efficiency, utilization. Everything is going to get tracked in real time, and there is going to be transparency in terms of what is happening. So for that, digitalization is going to play a very crucial role. So far, compliance is not happening in real time. Whatever compliance is out there, that is being adapted only by few companies. Even those are offline. Nothing is in online and digital format in real time. But in the future, the compliance software, the compliance tracking, the formality, everything is going to be in real time, taken care by the digital platform. It could be any digital platform on any technology that is going to track everything. If any violation, non-compliance, it is going to immediately red flag it. It's going to either blacklist it or a warning, a caution, whatever it could be. So that is going to happen in real time. Even the government, they're also going to deploy array of technologies to handle, to monitor what is happening in terms of emission, in terms of waste disposal, in terms of resource consumption. So that is going to put lot more pressure to promote sustainability. Again, technology. So you will have lot more opportunities. There will be much more hardware, software, a fusion of that is going to come in waste management, in sustainability, to aid the companies, the governments to keep track and to help control the climate change. So these are going to be the top 5 future career in sustainability and waste management. I hope you found it useful. With that, we are closing today's video. Thank you.